Okay, guys, let's talk about scammers because I think this is a big deal that not a lot of people are talking about because nobody really knows how to address the topic with buyers because it's hard to tell you as a buyer that I'm not a scammer. So there is this awkward weirdness that people don't really know how to deal with. So sometimes because of that, they feel uncomfortable and get scammed. So let's talk about what scammers are, what they're trying to do, and how to avoid them. So one, scammers are people that are selling cattle, selling miniature cattle, like the ones you see behind me, that don't own them or have no possession of them, and usually are either overseas or are just pretending to be somebody that they're not, okay? So usually what happens is the scammers are relying heavily on paying in full or deposits. So they're collecting deposits or they're collecting payment in full for animals that they never intend on shipping to you, okay? So red flags for people that are scammers. The first thing that I do when I am looking to work with somebody, either new or that I don't know, is that I check everything I can about them. So I am looking at Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter accounts. I'm Googling the name of the farm. I am looking at to make sure that they have a website. So there are a lot of different areas where you can check out where these places are. On their website, they should have their address. Look up their address. See if it's an actual farm or a place that you can go to. Google Earth the address and see if it's a farm, okay? So these are really important things. Now, that doesn't really save you from somebody pretending to be me, for instance. So they might be using my address and my information to pretend to be me, like they have animals for sale. So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reference check them against other people that I know that are trusted. Okay. Hi, Karen. So I ask around. So I call everybody that I know in the industry and I say, hey, have you ever heard of this person? If nobody's ever heard of them before, that's usually a bad sign. We all kind of know each other. And if we don't, we know somebody that knows them or somebody that knows them that knows them. So there usually is a connection and we can usually figure out somebody that knows them to reference check them. If you're new to the industry, that becomes really difficult because you don't know anybody. So in that case, what I did when I started out in this industry is I reference checked 3 or 4 different people against each other. So I basically talked to breeder 1 and I said, hey, do you know this person? And then I talked to breeder 2 and said, hey, do you know breeder 3? And I talked to breeder 3 and said, do you know breeder 2? And kind of went in a circle and made sure that kind of all of these people knew each other and they were all from different circles. So they weren't all from the same Facebook group. So avoid reference checking all from one group because the people that are scamming have multiple profiles all in the same Facebook group. So they will post an animal for sale and then they'll log into a different account and comment on the animal for sale and how cute it is and how they bought one from this person and they're really great and you should jump on it really quick because it's not going to be available very long. So you just have to be really careful that you're reference checking kind of across different platforms and across different people. Oh my God, I have so many people right now. Guys, I'm trying to make a video. What are you doing? Everybody wants attention today. Okay, so checking multiple different resources. So that's the other thing. The third thing is that they should be willing to get on the phone with you. So if anybody puts in an inquiry for an animal that is interested in purchasing it, I am getting horned, by the way. Karen, seriously. So if anybody is seriously interested in one of our animals and puts an inquiry in online or on Facebook, we immediately call them. So we get them on the phone and we talk to them. We spend lots of time with the people that are interested in buying animals from us because it is important to us that our animals are going to places that they're going to be taken care of. So if you have somebody that's pushing you to put a deposit down and doesn't want to get on the phone with you, probably a scammer. Okay. The other thing, FaceTime. FaceTime is really, really a great tool for us and for you. So if you have a breeder that is not willing to FaceTime with you and says, we don't do calls, we don't do FaceTime, that's a red flag. Like, everybody should be able to get on the phone, even if they're bad at it, and be like, hey, look, this is the cow that you're interested in. Isn't she cute? Like, they should have the animal with them, or they should be able to produce video or photos of that animal like real time. Most of us are on our farms 95% of the time. So if anybody sends me a message and says, hey, do you have pictures of this animal just so that I know that you're not a scammer, and can you walk outside and take a picture today? I literally can walk out my front door and go take a picture of that animal and send it to them immediately. Okay. So that is a big thing to look for from somebody that you're buying something from. Get them on the phone, get them on email, reference check all their stuff. And then the last thing that you want to do is trust your gut. Like, if you see the cutest, most fluffy cow you've ever seen, and it's $1,200 and they want to deposit today, otherwise somebody else is going to get it, it's probably a scam. Okay. If it's too good to be true, it is. The other thing you can do is you can reverse image search the animal picture that they're posting. So take that picture, save it on your computer, go into Google and type reverse image search, and you can upload the photo to Google, and they will show you everywhere where that photo is used. And I guarantee you, if you look at the cutest fluffy cow ever that's $1,200 and you reverse image search it, you'll find it on probably 25 other sites where people have used this photo to try and scam people. So be smart, trust your gut, call your breeder, call the person that you're thinking of working with, get them on the phone, get to know them. We are never going to push you to make payment for an animal immediately to hold it so that somebody else doesn't get it. I mean, we're going to be honest with you if there's multiple people interested in it, but we're never going to push you to make sure that you give us money right away, and in order to make sure that this animal, is yours. Now, I'm not selling Karen, so don't get excited. Karen's not for sale, because I love her now. Anyway, so if you have questions, if you have concerns, reach out to us or reach out to other people about us. Karen, Jesus. Reach out to other people about us. I mean, we have a pretty good social media following. We have hundreds of videos. We post almost every day. Like, we're not scammers, but it's hard to prove that to people without actually getting them on the phone or talking to them. So if you have questions, if you have concerns, reach out to us, reach out to your network, and try and figure out, the best you can, and do research, ask questions. And if it doesn't smell right, it probably isn't.